All right, so Bert and Tom did an episode of Two Bears, One Cave right after the Tom Brady roast. And the roast kind of carried over into this podcast because they had on Jimmy Carr, and pretty much the whole time he's just making fun of Bert, which was hilarious. And, I think Bert and Tom might have found a new angle with this podcast, just having our comedians to roast Bert, because obviously the people in the comments loved it. Like somebody said, I could watch Jimmy destroy Bert for hours. It's so good. Another person said, it's so fun watching Jimmy treat Bert the way that a teacher treats that one kid in class that almost made the cut for the special class. And there's just a ton of other comments like this as well. So people really seem to enjoy this episode. And you could tell Jimmy enjoyed it too. I mean, he really likes making fun of Bert or watching people make fun of Bert. Like he said his favorite joke from the roast was when Nikki made fun of Bert for only having one joke.
What was your favorite joke from the night last night?
Nikki Glazer's, to you, I'm a huge fan of your joke. Made me laugh for, I would say, I'm still laughing at it now. It's so good.
Yeah, it was so really good.
And you could tell Tom thought this was hilarious as well. Like, he definitely gets a good laugh out of people making fun of Bert. I mean, if you remember one time he had Colin Quinn on the podcast when Bert wasn't there, and Colin was talking about how Bert's always sending him offers, and he's like, I turn it down every time. Like, I don't know why he keeps sending them to me. It's not my thing going out on a cruise to do comedy with Bert's drunk fans. And Tom just starts laughing about it. He's like, yeah, same thing. Bert's always sending me offers too, and I've turned every single one down. I don't care how much he pays me. There's no way I'm going on that stupid cruise of his.
I'm not going to be saying no the rest of my life.
By the way, just so you know, I have rejected everything he's ever, his and then he'll be like, he goes, dude, we have the same audience, right? And I go, no, we don't. No, we don't. He talked about his fucking cruise, his Bert cruise, and he was like, the cruise. I go, can I tell you something? He goes, don't worry, I already told them not to send you an offer. I go, you could send me the gross of the cruise, the entire cruise,
yes,
and I would turn it down.
I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, but it's just there's different things going on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a nice way of saying it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
there are different things going on there.
And it's like, it's just everyone's got their. Everybody's got this idea that like all comedy is an audience.
My favorite part, I'm sorry, of the last few minutes though, is that you've very kind of like diplomatically said Bert's a fucking retard.
No, I'm not.
Kind of.
No.
And I think that might have been after Bert and Tom had some kind of disagreement or something, because he was going pretty hard on him there. But you could tell Tom does think Bert is kind of a goofball. Like, he doesn't take his comedy that seriously. And it's funny because during the Jimmy Carr episode, maybe one of the best parts, and something that Tom thought was really funny, is when Bert was talking about how Tom's always been really good at spotting morons. And Jimmy's like, do you understand what you're saying? Like, do you realize we know because Tom spotted you?
Tom is really good at picking out morons. Like, he's like, fuck that guy, he's an idiot.
He knows he's saying this, yeah?
Yeah. Why, what am I saying? But like, were you, because you were like, you came from a different world.
I still don't think he knows he's saying it.
Okay.
So, but would you?
So you're saying Tom's good at picking out morons?
He's really good at picking out morons. Oh, no, I'm not saying that.
And there you saw the penny drop in perhaps the slowest of all motions.
What a fart.
Yeah, the fact that you didn't get a joke about being a moron.
You have to make me another drink. So wait, did you suffer?
Can we take 2 drinks away?
Yeah, so I think if they really want to revive this podcast, they should have more of this. If they could get Bill Burr on there, that would be amazing, especially because him and Bert used to do a podcast together, which is crazy to even think about. I don't know how that ever happened, but I'd love to see him interact with Bert now. I think everybody would love to see that, because it seems like whatever podcast Bill Burr goes on, there's so many good moments of him just roasting the host. Like recently, he was just on Bill Maher's podcast, and now there's like a 7-minute compilation of him just goofing on Bill. So if Tom and Bert could convince Bill Burr to do their podcast, that would be a huge episode. I think everybody would tune in for that. So hopefully that happens. But at least we got this Jimmy Carr episode. He did a great job of humbling Bert. And he was not holding back. I mean, he was making fun of Bert for bombing at the roast and for reading the teleprompter at the roast and for his movie. Like, he's talking about Kevin Hart is a movie star, and he's like, yeah, an actual movie star, not whatever the hell you want to call Bert after that Machine movie.
My only take back, and if you watch the special, it's super enjoyable, is I read everyone's jokes as they were doing them because I was reading the prompter. So the whole...
You're saying this because you think we don't know that?
Oh.
No, we saw it.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah. Oh, no. I was going to inquire as to your reading age when I got here. I think you're really coming along.
I just saw the clip of Bert, of Tony doing it, and Bert's going.
Yeah. He looks like he's praying. He looks like he's quietly praying. Hope it goes okay. Hope it goes okay. Like infectious.
Yeah.
He was
he's
great.
A legit goddamn movie star.
Yeah.
Not like one machine movie. That didn't count. Like a proper, proper general release. Like people went to see it. They bought tickets.
Yes.
It's like a real movie.
Yeah. Real revenue. Yes.
Not like whatever. You made a thing for YouTube. Not that.
Yes.
A real one.
Yes.
It was the real deal. Star. Yeah. I was reading his prompter, and he would go.
Yes, we know. it was on television.
I know. I knew it because I went to rehearsal and I saw her face on a picture.
You rehearsed, because watching it, you wouldn't think that doesn't come across.
Can I tell you, I killed it in rehearsal.
Yeah, and it's a long laugh in that room as well, because it's a big room.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're used to big rooms, but it's a big room.
Yeah.
See, I did think, like, as an event, it was such a great thing to be.
And I think at the end there, Bert might have kind of been annoyed with Tom because he kept laughing at him. But there's one more thing I wanted to get to here, where Bert was talking about his first joke, and he's like, you know what, maybe I'll post it to social media. And then by the end of this clip, after Jimmy makes fun of him a little bit, he's like, you know what, maybe I won't post it. But this does sound like a classic Bert Kreischer joke. You know, if this doesn't describe his comedy, I don't know what does. Apparently his first joke was about him jerking off into a cheeseburger.
My first joke that worked was about jerking off in a cheeseburger.
Into one?
No, with one. I put it around my dick and jerked off with a cheeseburger around my dick.
Okay.
And that was like a big, that was my closer.
That was your closer.
And it was just, I didn't know what stand-up was, so I just was like telling the most revealing stories I could about myself.
Yeah.
And did they make you leave In and Out?
No, but I took,
They shouldn't have called it In and Out if they didn't want people to do that. Do you talk about animal style?
You're so good.
Oh my
None
God.
of these are in my bit.
Yeah. I said no mayo. I mean, how much of a problem do you have with food before you fuck a burger? I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist, but that feels like this is the conversation before the intervention. Right? Oh, I love food. No, you don't understand.
Maybe I won't post it.
And I like how Bert's excuse for that joke is he didn't know what stand-up was, because I think he's still trying to figure out what it is. But, you know, this might be another good idea for the podcast, having comedians react to Bert Kreischer jokes and actually make them funny. You know, like, I'd love to hear what Bill Burr has to say about that joke, or anything he has to say about Bert. I mean, just seeing those two interact again, I think would be wild. But speaking of Bill Burr, if you guys want to hear about one of his funniest podcast appearances, when he went on Kevin Hart's podcast and just roasted the shit out of him, I talked about it on Patreon. And I also just recently talked about the time Tim Dillon humbled Whitney Cummings. And I just talk about a ton of stuff on there. There are over 80 videos at this point. There's a lot to go through. Make sure you check it out. I'll put a link in the description.